Well, hello, everybody, and welcome into Santa Barbara Polo Life. I'm Tara Gray.
And I'm Charles Ward.
And we're going to be here every week to kind of ensconce you into the world of the Santa Barbara Polo Life. Everything polo, from being out there on the field to interviewing players, and also talking, as our featured guest today, we'll be talking with David Sigmund, the general manager of the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club. And let me tell you, he is a bowl of laughs. So you guys want to stay tuned for that.
Exactly. And if you want to see polo itself, then you go on Sunday and you can see the polo action, and it's very, very thrilling. I mean, can you imagine a beautiful day, green grass, these magnificent horses, and the athletes that are playing? And what's unusual about polo is you might have a father and a son on the same team. And we do have that out at Santa Barbara Polo Club.
We definitely
very
do.
often. So you can go on Sunday and you'll see us there, but you will also have a great experience every Sunday. It starts at 3 o'clock, and we'll tell you more about it as the show goes on. But what you're going to see on our show is behind the scenes, what the people do that make this happen, what is smooth, and then where the players go. Where do they go to get a haircut when they come out here for the summer? And where do they go shopping, and where do they do things? So we're going to go to all those places and show you what's going on in Montecito and Santa Barbara.
Absolutely. And every single show, we are going to have these About Town segments with Mr. Charles Ward here. And he is the man about town in Montecito. So we're going to have all these amazing segments to really get you involved into the Santa Barbara Polo Life. We've got polo trivia. We've got these gorgeous pictures from Shannon Jane Photography. She's out at the polo fields every Sunday, and she takes these amazing pictures. So we've got all of that coming up every single week here on the Santa Barbara Polo Life. And Charles, you have been involved with Santa Barbara Polo and polo in general for a really long time.
Yes, we started with our involvement at Las Colinas Polo Club, which is in Dallas. And our business is raising money through sponsorships, and we did a terrific job there. And the word spread. This was not my plan to do polo, but 17 years ago it became the plan because the kind of results we had in Dallas, other clubs wanted, and particularly Santa Barbara. One time we represented 10 different clubs all around the United States and Mexico, but our favorite is this one.
Absolutely.
By far. So I have been coming here from Dallas, where I live the rest of the year, in May, June, July, and August, every year for all this time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I have many friends here, and that's been a real pleasure because it's a small area. You run into someone breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day here.
A small group of friends. Everybody in Montecito and the polo field. Everybody knows Charles Ward. You're the summer mayor of Montecito, right?
Well,
the summer mayor.
Actually, I was given that nickname by Westlake magazine a few years ago. They did a profile, and because sometimes I have the newest Rolls Royce or a jet company or whatever, they decided to nickname me the summer mayor of Montecito. So I'll go somewhere and somebody will say, well, Mr. Mayor this or Mr. Mayor that. Now, I am not the mayor, and I don't have any official rules, and I don't have a job, but it is amusing, and I have a good time with it.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's always ready to see Charles because you bring in the big sponsors with the polo organization here in Santa Barbara, and we're talking about big sponsors like
let me tell
Maserati and
big,
Rolls Royce.
Well, let me say how big is. Years ago, we had Learjet. That is a great private jet. But this year, we have the BBJ, and if you haven't heard what that is, that's the Boeing business jet by Silver Air. And Silver Air is based here, and they have the only one in the nation that can be chartered. And they take this big jet, like a Southwest Airlines jet that you would fly on, but it only has room for 16 people in luxury, like they're in the presidential suite of the Four Seasons, and they can fly anywhere in the world. So
it's like flying on Air Force One, right?
Yes. And so really, from Learjet to BBJ in 17 years, I had to pinch myself because all of this has happened and around our polo club. So we have really a great program for the summer.
Absolutely. And Charles got me involved with the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club because I'm a jeweler and I also love polo. And this year, I will be designing the first ever Santa Barbara Polo PCO, the Pacific Coast Open Championship ring. So all of the winners, the champions of the PCO, will get a ring. And it's like a Super Bowl ring. It's unbelievable. So we'll be revealing that here on the show in the next couple weeks.
It's so creative because we were sitting around with your husband, Scott, and talking about polo. And you know what actually happens? The good players win silver trays and little trophies, and they win all these things, and they win them and win them and win them. So occasionally, they don't even have room in their trophy room to put the next trophy. And we thought, well, what about a Super Bowl type ring? No one in 2,500 years of the sport ever thought of doing that before we did.
Right.
And now we're going to do it. And guess what? There are going to be some imitators, but that's flattery. If they want to do the same thing as what we are doing in other cities, more power to them.
Imitators, but they can't be duplicators,
yes,
right?
We
were the first.
Yes.
So we're going to be here with you having fun every single week. We love to have fun. We love Santa Barbara Polo. And what we have on the show for you today is that we will be interviewing the general manager of the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club. That is David Sigmund. And he is just, he's so much fun. You got to love polo just because of David Sigmund. And we're going to have Charles About Town segments. He'll be all through Montecito interviewing the players in polo. We'll have polo trivia and all kinds of fun things. We've got Shannon Jane Photography. She's out at the polo fields every single Sunday taking these beautiful pictures, so we'll introduce you to her. And I think it might be time for your first About Town segment, Mr. Charles.
Well, let's go for it. One of my favorite things to do in Santa Barbara and Montecito early in the morning is to go and have coffee at Pierre Lafon Upper Village. It's kind of a little gym, you know. Some people know about it and many people don't. And when you get there, you'll find some of the most interesting people in the world are coming in here, having their coffee and their breakfast. And it's a wonderful place to chat and meet people. So we're going to go in and meet Richard Meinards. Richard is known as the voice of the village. He has been reporting and working on the Montecito Journal and other publications and publications around the world. So we're going to sit down with Richard, and he comes here just about every morning to do his crossword puzzles. So we're going to talk to the man who is the voice. Hello, Richard. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
I was telling everyone about Pierre Lafon Upper Village for coffee. Isn't this an amazing place?
Well, it is. Everyone comes here. You get a lot of celebrities, which Montecito is known for. We'll get Conan O'Brien coming in, Stedman Graham, Oprah Winfrey's boyfriend. But they're just treated as neighbors. We're not sort of celebrity mad like Beverly Hills and Hollywood. It's quite a rarefied enclave. And I've now lived here 11 years, having lived in London, in Manhattan, and Los Angeles, where I was a TV commentator with KTLA. And I love it up here. It's the final chapter in, I think, quite a good career. I've been an anchor with CBS, a commentator with ABC. I used to be a host on E! And did many shows over my career. But Montecito, for me, is an idyllic place. It's a paradise. We've had our hiccups, particularly this year, where we had major fire, and we had mudslides and 22 people dead. But we're now finally recovering, and hopefully we can put it on the back burner and make this the paradise that it really is.
Santa Barbara Polo Life, brought to you by Silver Air. Travel the world in luxury on this VVIP configured Boeing business jet with seating for 16 passengers and nonstop travel for 6,000 miles. Learn more at silverair.com.
Welcome back, everybody. And, before we went to break, you were talking with Richard Meinards, and I just think it's worth mentioning. He is just unbelievably amazing. He's so interesting.
The biggest story of the last weekend was the wedding. And Richard was on all the networks covering it. They know that he has such an insight from when he covered the Royals all the time when he lived there. But he's been on Entertainment Tonight. He's been on a host of things, and that's what you saw in this particular clip.
Yeah.
Very busy man. He's agreed to come back on our show and tell us more.
Yay.
It will always be very funny and very accurate.
I just love him. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. And Charles, again, you were just so busy this week, and we're going to be having us a VIP segment every single week. And this week's VIP is Ambassador Glenn Holden, who has been such, I would say, the inspiration, the backbone of the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club, right?
He's like a leader like you have never met before. I've been in meetings and seen this man, sharp as a tack, insightful, and diplomatic.
Oh.
And that's why he was an ambassador.
I love that. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet our Santa Barbara Polo Life VIP, Ambassador Glenn Holden.
Another beautiful day here in paradise. The sun shining, the green grass, and I'm at the Polo Club, and I'm on Out and About. And this is the box seats for Glenn Holden. It's really Ambassador Glenn Holden, and he is such a leader, one like I've hardly ever met in my life, he and his wife Gloria. Ambassador Holden is largely responsible for our having this Polo Club and for having the Federation of International Polo, which he started. He was ambassador to Jamaica and a very successful businessman. And right now, I don't know if I can say it, but he's in his 90s. And this man has played polo up until maybe just a couple of years ago all over the world. We love him. He is the patriarch of this great, great facility because he saved this land along with the Walker family to make it eternal as a polo club by the mountains and the ocean. One of a kind. So we honor him, and you'll meet him in one of our other shows.
Welcome back, everybody, to Santa Barbara Polo Life. I'm Tara Gray.
And I'm Charles Ward.
And I'm really excited. We have got the best guest ever. He is so much fun. And he is really, kind of the embodiment of the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club. The general manager, Mr. David Sigmund, is here.
Hi.
Welcome, David.
Thank you for having me.
Do you feel like you're on the Tonight Show or something?
I kind of do. I kind of wish I had a pet trick or something fun to show you.
Well, David runs the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club, and I know you guys have known each other for years.
Yes, we
Yes.
have. We've been working together for years, and I would say running a polo club, it has a lot of wheels on it, doesn't it?
Wheels,
a lot of different
wheels
things.
and a lot of legs.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of legs.
A lot of shoes.
legs. Let me just ask you, you have managed some of the top resorts in the world in this area. What's the difference between a resort property and managing a polo club, in your opinion?
That's a great question. A couple things are different. One thing is the guest. The guest is now your member. And when you have a member, you get an opportunity to learn what they like and learn what they don't like. Mm-hmm. You also get to go deeper, where you get to meet their friends, their family, their siblings, their children. In the hotel business, you do have those opportunities, but it only lasts a weekend or so.
Right.
Here at the club, it can last years upon years upon years. And now knowing a little bit of what someone may enjoy could be completely different than what you may think. You know, sometimes the glitz and glamour of polo isn't what everyone is there for. Some people want to mingle with the horses and the patrons and some of the players. Some people like to hang out and just look at the cars.
Right.
So there's a lot of different elements that are going on at the same time.
That's what I love about being out there too. Is you know, it's my first year being involved with you guys. But you talk about that, getting to know your members. I mean, it does feel like a family out there. You guys really take care of your members, and that's really important to you guys.
You know, it really is. Our club is open to the public, and we really encourage people in our community from Los Angeles to San Francisco to come, because there's not a lot of polo clubs in this country, and we're the third oldest, and we're very proud that we run polo starting in May all the way through October. But what's really fun is being a social member. And a social member is, you're a member to come to all of our social events. You have a dedicated spot in the stadium, which is nice, but you get to go to the parties, which is a lot of fun. And you had fun this weekend, didn't you?
I did have fun. We went to
both of you two.
We all were at Boots and Bourbon, and they had a mechanical bull, but I did not have enough bourbon to get on the mechanical bull.
Well, my
Maybe
wife
one
did.
more.
My wife had a
She
great
did?
time. Yes, she did.
Oh,
Yes,
I
she
left
did.
too early.
And my staff did. And no, it's really fun. And those are the type of events that, you know, you're having fun, you're mingling and networking, but we want you to feel part of our club.
Right.
And we try to put on parties and put on events that are very natural to our environment, you know, embracing all the different sides of polo. You know, there's so many different levels to the sport and to the lifestyle. You know, and talking about the lifestyle, I'm sitting here looking at that gorgeous shirt you got. Where'd you get that, Charles?
Oh, let me thank Santa Barbara Polo Boutique. I mean, this is a beautiful shirt, and I was so glad to find it, and so put it on my account.
There you go.
But,
that's another thing about being a member. It's so easy to say, just put it on my account, David.
Yeah.
Charge it.
Charge it.
Yes.
And you only find out about it once a month
Right.
when the bill comes.
And it's a nice surprise. It's like
No.
a gift that you never wanted to get.
But no, it's something where I have always enjoyed shopping in the boutique. And when we'd have certain brands of like Maserati or different things, when I wanted a branded shirt, I would wear this all around the country where I go. Where did you get that? Well, the only place you could get it was right here.
Yeah, we're really proud of our boutique.
Yes.
We've recently rebranded and brought in a lot of great items. We have Peter Millar. We'll always feature La Martina, which is one of those worldwide brands associated with polo.
Yes.
And then, of course, our own logo gear.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something for everyone in there.
And
That's right.
Catherine has done a great job.
Catherine is amazing.
Yes.
You know, you mentioned the membership, and that's really important. If someone is not a member yet and they want to get a good taste, can't they come on Friday
They
for
can.
free? Is
They
that
can.
right?
Friday is a great polo match. It's typically the semifinals to see which team is going to play on Sunday. And we do a complimentary admission on Friday. It's a happy hour. We call it a happy hour. Every hour is happy there. This last Friday, we had 250 people show up for
That was a happy hour.
Yes, and I think I might regret having $5 margaritas on the menu, but we're going to roll through it for the whole season. I don't want to get in trouble for my polo manager, Melania. And so it's really great fun, and it's a good way to learn about the sport. You know, Sunday is, you know, you have 2,000, 3,000 people there, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes the match, you're not watching the sport because there's so much things happening.
Right.
On Friday, you get to really watch the game, learn about the sport, understand how many horses these guys are going through, and ladies, of course, as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we're very proud. We have Lee Burkina on one of our team, and she's one of the most dominant women players that we have right now.
Yeah.
So that's really
Yeah,
special.
I know Lee very well and her family. I love
they're
them.
great.
You know, Lee is one of the top litigation attorneys in Beverly Hills. I mean, I can't say the names of her clients, and she can't say them either because it's not allowed. But they are the top entertainers in this town. And here's
We
this,
like her better on a horse.
Yeah. So here's this woman who you would say is just very fit.
yeah.
And I would say, would slight be the word compared to these big guys? And she puts on her stuff and gets out there and plays polo.
Oh,
And
sure.
kicks.
Yes, she
rear end.
does. She really does.
She's
Fantastic.
great to watch.
And speaking of ladies who are out there, you mentioned Melania, who
Yes.
is amazing. She is also a part of the Santa Barbara Polo Academy, right?
Yes, so
and she told me she wants me to
Thank
come out
you.
there and learn, and I want to do that. So tell us about that.
Well, Scott wants you on one of those horses
Yes, he
too
does.
over there.
I have life insurance now,
Yeah, I
so,
was going to
yeah.
say, we have a Polo Academy, and this is something that our board president, Mr. John Muse, has been wanting to develop in our community for quite some time. And really, it's an on-ramping program. So if someone goes, oh, I really like the sport, how do you play? Well, it's a good opportunity to come to our club. We'll get you on a horse, whether you've even ridden one or not.
Sure.
And they start from the basics in the arena. Over time, as you develop, then before you know it, you're out in the grass and you're playing in our coaching league. And then we also developed another league called the Rincon League that we share with this wonderful woman, Sarah Magnus. And there's all these different levels to get started. But the first thing you have to do is get there. And
Right.
so he does clinics, which are really a lot of fun, where you're sharing the experience with a group of people at the same time. Our pole instructor, Jeff Shiraga, talks about the importance of coming out there sometimes as a group so you can see other people ride and how you're doing and what you should be doing next.
Oh, I think it's just all so much fun.
And it's so important to the health of a polo club because we need a new wave.
Yes.
Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
graduates from college, we need a new wave. And I believe there's a wave at Westmont College all the time.
Yes.
And at
And UCSB
UCSB.
just started a
and
team through our
we've
program.
met some of them.
Uh-oh, we're getting the wrap up over here. We're having too much fun. We don't want to stop. We have our mean producer over here in the corner. He's going,
I know that guy.
we don't want you to leave.
Well,
Thank
you
you
get
for
invited
being
back.
here.
That's
yes,
the main thing.
absolutely.
Well, I'd be thrilled to come
Great
back on the
job.
show. Thank you very much.
We're going to make you a regular. Well, that was David Sigmund, everybody. You can meet him every single Sunday out at Polo and on Fridays at the happy hours. He's always there. But right now, we're going to go to one of Charles' About Town segments. He was a busy man this week. And let's meet the guys at Richie's Barbershop.
You've been sending me everywhere, and I love going there.
Yeah, I've kept him hopping.
Well, polo players come from all over the world, and when they're here in Montecito and Santa Barbara, they need to find a new place to get their haircuts. And this is one of their favorites. It's called Richie's. Richie's has been named one of the best businesses in the whole area. And here's Richie. What were you named, Richie? What was it?
We were Best Barbershop in Santa Barbara.
That's
3
right.
years in a row.
And you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 18 years.
I know. In fact, I've been a customer for probably 15 of those years.
Yes, sir.
And one of your secrets is having somebody like Martine and her other friends here.
Martine is the secret. She's the
Yeah.
secret sauce.
Yeah. Here's Martine.
Hi.
Your boss just called you the secret sauce. How do you like
yeah,
that?
I like that. It has a nice ring to it.
Okay. Well, a lot of people come here, and I've seen them in here from the different polo teams, and they come here and have a happy face when they come in. And
An even
then
better face when they leave.
Martine, yeah, I think they're sorry when the haircut's over, aren't they?
Yeah, but then they just come back sooner.
That's right.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You can't get too many haircuts, can you?
Never.
All
I
right.
mean, gotta keep it tight.
All right.
For
Well,
sure.
thanks, Martine and Richie and everybody.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again on this program.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Richie's Barbershop just seems like so much fun. I think I might find a new salon.
Well, that clip reminded me. I think it's time to come back, Martine. Don't I need another haircut tomorrow? I'll see you.
It looks really, really good. So we also have our photographer, Shannon Jane, right?
Shannon has been working the field at the Polo Club. I don't know how she takes hundreds and hundreds of pictures every time, and then she shares them with us, and we put a beautiful clip together. Scott put it together. Your husband, he's quite handy.
He is handy.
And I was going to tell you, when you watch this segment, look for you, because you may be there.
Well, that Shannon Jane is just amazing. And if you come out to Polo, you may be on one of her montages here on Santa Barbara Polo Life.
Yes, she's going to do this for us every week.
Yes.
So you have something to look forward to because you may be in the picture the next week or the next week.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I can't believe it. We're almost done, Charles. That was so much fun. We have to do this every single week.
We're going to do it
Yes.
every week, and the 30 minutes just flies by, but we'll be back, and we're going to have more content. This is not going to be a boring show.
No.
This is going to be fun. You're going to learn. You're going to see some beauty. It is so beautiful, our subject matter, the Polo life. So
yeah.
I'm thrilled to be part of it.
Do you need a nap? Because you did a lot of work this week.
Well,
You were really about town.
I take naps all the time. It's my secret. That's why I can stay up
Is that
half
why
the night.
you look so beautiful? Keep your beauty rest, right?
Oh, I have to take a nap.
Yes. Well, listen, guys, we had so much fun, and we're so excited that you joined us. Remember, you can come out and meet us and David Sigmund. We'll be at happy hour at the Polo Club every Friday. We'll be out there enjoying polo every Sunday. You can always go to sbpolo.com for tickets and schedules and all of that, and come meet us. We'd love to see you.
You know, there's another thing that we haven't told anyone yet, but that is on the out and about, I'm going to go to happy hours all over town in Santa Barbara, Montecito, all around, and you might be at one of the happy hours, and then you would be on our show.
Yes.
So we'll tell you more about that next week.
They put Charles on the happy hour. They didn't trust me. Anywho, they didn't know if any work would get done, right? So we will be back next week, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. You can also check out more about the Santa Barbara Polo Life at sbpololife.com, and we'll see you next week.